Hey, what's up? My name is Rodney Cooper. I'm the host of Locker Room Talk with Coop. This is the second episode, and I got a great one coming in for you guys. I got my guy, my bro, Christion Jones, played football at the University of Alabama from 2011 to 2015, signed a free agent deal with the Miami Dolphins, played 3 years in the CFL, and now he has his own business with the youth. So it's definitely going to be a great one. Seemed like every time he caught a punt, he was taking it back for 7. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get it. So we got my guy, my bro, Christion Jones on the show. Welcome, Chris. Welcome to the show, bro.
Man, what's good, baby?
Oh, not much, man. So, like I said, appreciate you for coming on, and let's jump right into it. So I wanted to do as far as to go back, as far as you telling your story from a kid up to the point where you decided on, choosing to play for the University of Alabama. I did a little research on you from Adamsville, right?
Yeah, Adamsville, Alabama, for sure.
Okay. So walk me through that journey as far as from a kid going through that process.
So basically, it started with me playing varsity in high school as a 10th grader, which was unheard of at the high school I went to, minor high school.
Okay.
And so once that started happening, I started making plays, and then I got my first offer during the off season of going into my junior year, which was Tennessee. And so
that was your first offer?
Yeah, my first offer ever.
So you was lit. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, going on in my mind, you feel me? Like, so like when I got that first offer, I downplayed it because, you know what I'm saying, I'm 15, 16 years old. I'm not really thinking about, you know what I'm saying, going to school. I don't even know what none of that even, like, going to school.
Right.
Offer is like, I don't even know what that means. So I'm downplaying it, like, okay, cool. In my eyes, they just looking at me like, okay. So but no, I had some coaches, Coach Randy Cook, my mom, you know what I'm saying, they really like had to snap me out of that real quick, like, nah, bro, look, these people can pay for you to go to school and get an education.
Facts.
Like, oh, okay. So move on. We can push up to like a year and a half. Like, Alabama was like, they're at that hierarchy. Around that time, they had just won their first national championship with Coach Saban. So it's amplified here in Tuscaloosa, where it's amplified in Birmingham. So you got to choose. If you're from Birmingham, you got to choose Alabama or Auburn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and still at that time in my mind, I'm focused. My first love is basketball. Everybody got that hoop dream.
Yo, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. So we played y'all. We played y'all in the tournament. We played y'all in the tournament at Abbeville, I think.
Yes,
and
sir.
Yeah. I had gave y'all buckets, but they was telling me about man, we got this guy. He going to Bama, but he wasn't here like you. I think he was at like a camp or something like that.
I was at a camp during that time. Yeah, just so you know, I played against Levi in the
okay
in high school my junior year.
But How'd that go?
We had them, bro, and then like Levi turned on the switch and
okay
5.5 on us. So it was like, back to football though, bro.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, like I say, you know what I'm saying, I'm hoop dreams, whatever, but it stuck to me, you know what I'm saying, going into my junior year. Like I said, Alabama was interested in me, but they didn't give me an offer. They was interested coming to the school, came to my house, and throughout all that, they still hadn't offered me a scholarship. You know what I mean? So
right.
I was really like on edge. So at this point, Auburn is pushing me at the same time, and probably to the same extent Alabama is. You feel what I'm saying? Mind you, they had just won in 2010 with Cam Newton.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Other end is lit as well.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
So I'm stuck in between. But Auburn, only thing about Auburn, and the reason why I was pushing so hard on Auburn was because they had offered me a scholarship, and I was going down there like every single weekend. My mama was like, "Hey, bro, you still in high school? You need to stop going down there every week." You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So it got to a point where Alabama came to one of my basketball games. Well, long story short, after they came to my basketball game, which had to be around like between December and February, I can't remember the specifics, but they came to my high school. Nick Saban came to a basketball game. So from that time all the way till like the summer camps they have in the summertime.
Yeah.
So this is at the end of my junior year. Next year is going to be my senior year. They invited me to do a one day camp. They had some elite guys there. I don't want to get no names mixed up, so I ain't gonna mention no names. But out of my class, they had some top elite guys. I know one guy they had there specifically who I had got cool with was Jonathan Rose, which was like the number one cornerback, if not in the country, for sure in our state at the time. So I did the one day camp or whatever, and then they offered me a scholarship. All right, so when they offered me the scholarship, it was like, man, this is crazy because this is going on. I'm seeing these guys like Rolando McClain, Drake Patrick. I'm able to see these guys, and you know what I'm saying? It was something that I think that made me cancel all the other schools out when Coach Saban was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was sort of his, I'm gonna say his arrogance towards the school.
Yeah.
When they had just lost with probably the most talented team, you feel me, that they had that year, you feel me, in 2010, you know what I'm saying? But he was still at his utmost, like we gonna get back to go. You feel me?
Right.
That whole spiel, bro. And then after I left that office, bro, after I left Coach Saban office and I drove home, because I drove to the camp, I drove home. I'm probably about 45 minutes away. And I'm just thinking like, damn, I want to be a part of that school.
Right.
Like I want to. So long story short, man, when our season came back up for our senior year, homecoming, I was still getting pulled and tugged. But this what really closed the door on Auburn, though. This what really closed the door. Okay. One of the coaches found out that I was, you know what I'm saying, heavily talking to coaches at Alabama. And he didn't handle the situation well. So because he called me and he was like, you feel me, like, what is this hearing about you going, you wanted to go to Alabama, this and that. He was a secondary coach, not gonna say no name at the time.
He tried you like that? Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not just so like my mom heard me like conversing back and forth with him, and she's looking at me and she's like, what's going on? And so I just hand her the phone, like
Right.
I phone and he's talking to her like the same way. I was like, oh no, you don't have to worry about my son. Click and hung up.
Yeah.
Then Coach Vinny's dad, Coach Sal Sincerity, was the one that recruited me throughout the entire process. He didn't stop, like regardless of whether they offered me a scholarship or not, he didn't stop trying to recruit. So the day before our homecoming, that year, my senior year, I called Coach Sal just out the blue, like, man, I'm finna commit to y'all. So I did it the night before our homecoming, and once I committed, it was done, bro. Like my mom had already told me, like, look, you commit. That's who you. That's you. We're gonna take the word committed, and use that. So if you
take
commit
it seriously,
to this school,
right?
Yeah, seriously, and dedicate yourself to that school.
Right. So for all the people that's going to be like listening in or like watching this, we not just go past. You know, this just let you know when the guy's nice. Okay. So Saban came to a basketball game to watch this man hoop, and it's a completely different sport, but he came to watch you at a basketball game. We not just gonna go past that. So
yeah. So Coach Sal had told me like he's gonna come up to the school, but I'm thinking he's gonna come up to the school, go inside the office and talk.
Right.
But long story short, bro, I'm playing ball, we hooping, we're playing Macador at home.
Okay.
Go crazy.
Yeah.
So I get subbed out or whatever, and I'm sitting down, and like during the game, you hear the gym go turn into an uproar, but nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
Like you feel me? But I'm in the emotion of the game. You feel me? And when I'm playing in the game, I really block out everything that's around.
Right.
You feel me? So I sit down, and my partner, his name Jared Bonner, he played guard. Yo, but Coach Saban up there, boy. So I turn around, just like as I turned around to see him right here.
Right.
And he's right there. He's right there. Like, and our school ain't huge. He's like 6 bleachers up. Like, oh, right. Wow.
Yeah.
In here. So I'm like, man, that's crazy. But like everybody, half of everybody who came to that game was just sitting right there trying to take pictures and all that. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It was really.
Yeah, that's dope. So going back to you being from Adamsville, I seen like the population was around like 4,300 people. So it not too many people. You know where I come from, small town as well. We had one gas station. You gotta drive 30 minutes out of each direction just to get somewhere. So Then it was like 500 people there, so you know how that is. But
Yeah.
right. So as far as like being a kid growing up, I know as far as for me, it was either like a person that said something motivating to me, like to keep going, or like something like a certain situation that happened that gave me that spark or flipped that switch to be like, man, I need to take the gifts that God gave me and take it serious and take it to the next level.
Right.
So who was that person or that moment that made you, look at it like, man, I need to take this serious?
Man, I was fortunate enough to have people around me. Like, it wasn't really just one person because
Right.
after my and dad had divorced,
Mm-hmm.
my mom really grew because me and my sister, we stayed with my dad for probably about a year and a half. And then when we moved to with my mom, you
Right.
feel me? It was pretty gritty. And that really kind of opened up my eyes because it was me, my mom, and my sister, my older sister. She's like a year and a half older than me, which was still in. She was a senior, headed to her senior year when we first moved with my mom. Um, and so it was kind of like, you feel me, um, being in a 1 bedroom apartment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That
Right.
going from a 4 bedroom house when my mom and dad was together. So it was probably the transition. But if I had, like you said, if I had to say a moment, it was more so a moment, which was that moment of going from, you feel me, we was middle class, we weren't rich, you know what I'm saying, but going
Right.
from middle class a little bit before, a little bit under that, you know what I'm saying, like the meter goes down, so now it's like everything matters, like, you know what I'm saying, from whatever your mom buy you at this time, you gotta stretch it, like, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Everything
Right.
stretched at this moment. My
Yeah.
mom did it everything good, driving back to and forth because she worked at Alabama at the
Okay.
time. She
Okay.
worked back and forth from Homewood to here. And then, like I said, I just had people like, obviously, as I said, my mom grilled us because she's
Mm-hmm.
like, y'all got to make something different of what we got going on right now.
Right.
All right, boom. My coach, Randy Cook, my other coach, Coach Williams, who was a basketball coach at the time. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? They all played specific roles. My peers, like
Right.
in my city, like I said, folks, 4,300 people at that time. You feel me? We're still like, you got AAU,
Right.
you got whatever you got going on. Everybody knows who you is. Like, I'm from Adamsville, but I'm always and forever attacked to Birmingham just
Right.
because of people I played, people I met, where I've been. You feel me? And people that know you. Like, I mean, hell, when you got a player going to Alabama from Alabama, everybody gonna know you at some state
Right.
form of
Right.
fashion. I
Right.
just had the right. I was fortunate and blessed, bro, to have the right people that reminded me throughout my whole high school career when I started getting highly recruited. Like, hey, bro, you're not on the same path as maybe some of your peers, or you're not on the same path as some of these other kids who you even play with, your teammates. Like, you're
Right.
not on the same status as them. So you got
Right.
to sort of
Right.
like care. And they sort of start putting that in my mind, like, okay, I got to start taking that serious. Like,
Yeah. Like with you talking about that, it just made me think about like the saying, "It take a village to raise a child." So I know,
yeah,
like you was talking about, as far as like AAU, you going to play against these different guys, you having these coaches that in your life. Like I definitely tell a lot of kids and parents that you want to make sure you have that exposure because you can't just sit in that hometown and just even if you the best player, you got to go out and challenge yourself against these other guys that's like ranked in the country. So I really do believe we go into that as far as when you playing in Alabama and the type of guys that you played against. But let's go as far as with Saban. So I know like a lot of people they see Saban and see how he act and stuff like that. As far as me being an athlete looking from afar, I know as far as with Saban, his attention to detail and the standard that he held you guys at. So give us a story as far as how sharp he was as far as attention to detail.
I mean, bro, it's to the point where, like, all right, for instance, like, this is as simple as I can put it. Like, when I was a freshman, and like, we used to, so when we play at home, we stay in the capstone,
Right.
right? That's like across the street from the complex, right?
Right.
Really had to put on our suits, put on your whole suit
Yeah. Y'all used to be
as a
fresh
team.
though. Y'all used to be
Yeah.
fresh.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
Drip was
no.
crazy. Drip
You,
was
you
crazy.
dripped out,
Yeah.
dripped out.
Yeah.
But my point, like, his attention to detail to walk across the street
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't gonna say a single file line, but I'll say as a unit. We were going as as a unit across the street to walk across the street, bro. And I mean like 1 minute across the street.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for us to have to be dripped down, you
Yeah.
feel me?
Right. Yeah.
And whether people rented a tux, whether you had on a custom fitted suit or what, however you put it on, bro, you had to have it on to go over there to eat. You feel me? The day before the game, and it was just stuff like that, bro, that really showed me like, okay, this man takes it serious. Like he takes attention to detail is at its utmost. At its utmost.
Right.
Like when I first got Coach Saban has really groomed. Like that's what makes him to me, arguably to but
The GOAT.
personally
The GOAT.
the best player, the best of all time, because he's stubborn, but he's not stubborn enough for change. You feel me? He's not stubborn enough to evolve. You feel me? Like you see them win and he got his hat backwards and you see him dancing.
Yeah.
That ain't
Right. Yeah.
Like no, bro, that hasn't always been Coach Saban. 2011, I seen this man literally win a championship with the team on January 9th, and on January 11th, we're having a team meeting to get ready for the next year's team.
That's crazy.
Like,
hell yeah.
Tighten back up, like, and tell you in that meeting, this is not last year's team. So
and it's 2 days ago, 48 hours.
Come on, bro. Like, all right, so in that detail, he kind of like just really like showed me like, you know, you can be stubborn, you gotta be true to you, but you also gotta evolve so that everybody understand who you are and why do we wear this suit across the street. It just shows uniform, it shows unity, it shows, you know what I'm saying, the team. You feel me? Like it's just so many things. Like another thing, like he showed me, like don't worry about external factors. Like no matter what you go through, everybody's gonna go through something,
right?
But like the number one thing of going through something is getting through something, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not just on what you do and thinking about it over and over and over and over. All right, now you got to get to a point like, all right, how am I gonna move forward from this? How am I gonna, what steps am I taking to move forward to learn from this?
Right, for sure.
So that was those two things right there kind of like showed me like, okay, this is how you get through problems. Okay, and then when I get through my problems, if I ever create a team or work for somebody or start my own company, it needs to be, there needs to be chemistry. Everybody don't have to love each other, but everybody got to have a mutual respect for the common goal.
Right. Man, that's dope, man. Because I know the thing about it, like especially with this thing called life, it doesn't come with a playbook. You feel me? It doesn't come with a playbook. So just like you said, like we all go through stuff, but the thing is are you going to learn from the mistake that you make, you know, and move forward from that? So that's dope. So I know you was talking about as far as like wearing the suit, walking 1 minute across just to go eat. So I know as far as with us, we're athletes, we're machines, we're dogs. But as far as like, what was that first game as a freshman running out? It's 100,000 people. Cause I know for us, Coleman Coliseum is 15,000. So that's like what, a sixth, a fifth of what you guys play in front of. So what was that like being a freshman? Like so people can see like the human side of, you know, of us.
Yeah. So all right. So like, I mean, my freshman year, it took really like when we played LSU, like the 7th game of the season, sixth game of the season or whatever.
Yeah.
So it didn't. My freshman year, it took. You remember the game of the century that we had?
Yeah.
So it took that game for me to really understand as a freshman, like, wow, okay. So we played the first game that year. We played Kent State. You know our fans at the time spoiled. They still
right.
Like about 40 by the first quarter, everybody gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
right.
Kent State, that kind of opened up my eyes. Like, okay, wow. But that was a way. So when I really found out, like, okay, we really playing in front of 100,000. When we played the game of the century, and when we was going out for warm-ups, and there was 50% of the capacity already there.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bro. Nah, this ain't for real.
Right, yeah.
So at the end of the day, when I see this, I'm like, man, how in the hell am I gonna perform in it? You know,
right.
First warm-up punt, I drop it because I just can't. It's like if you had college football, what it was, college football 14 was the last one they made.
Yeah.
14 was the last one they made. And you remember when you put it on the settings, when you put it on the national championship, and you just see those lights flashing.
Yeah, right.
Exactly how it was, bro. So I'm like, man, this is crazy, bro. Like, so at that time, it's like, damn, how am I gonna do this? But one thing about Bama, once your time to go play, once it's time, once that ball kicked off, time to lock in,
Right.
it's like your brain just switched. Like,
Facts. Right.
I don't know, bro. It's so weird, bro. It's like your brain at Bama, bro. Your brain just switched. Like nothing else outside of this for these matter.
Right, facts. It's the same for me, man, because I know before every game, like, yeah, I had those jitters, but it'd be like excitement. And then, like, once we
Right.
get on the court and jump ball, like, happens, like, it's good. We ready to go. So I know you was talking about when I first ran out, I know, like, so, you know, Amari, Julio, you know, they say the who or cool. So,
Right.
so they did the cool with me. So I'm looking around. I thought they was boring me. I thought they was boring me. So I looked at Pitt. Pitt was like, I looked at Antoine Pitt where he was like, nah, they saying Coop. I like, oh, okay, because I'm about to go. I'm finna transfer. I'm about to
I gotta
transfer.
get out of here.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about. I know you're talking about as far as you dropping, you know, your first punt in those type games. So let's go
No,
as
in the
far.
warm up, not in the game.
Okay, and warm up, and warm up. Okay. So talk a little bit about like your favorite memory that you done had on the field that, you know, taking us through the entire play, you know, pulling back the curtain so the people that are gonna be listening and watching this, you know, can really experience that.
I'm not gonna even say the Virginia Tech game.
Okay. Yeah, you went crazy, bro. I was watching that game.
Yeah,
You went crazy.
yeah. I don't even say the
And
Virginia Tech
and you,
game.
I know you when you come on the sideline, you was taking your helmet. I like, yeah, let everybody know who you are.
You
Yeah,
got
got to.
That's
You got.
marketing. That's marketing. Kids
That's
gotta know that.
right.
That was marketing back in the day. That's how you market your
Right,
back in
right,
the
right.
day. As soon as you get there, get in that end zone, you take that helmet off. They can't see you. They
Right,
don't get to
right.
see you. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That was marketing back in the day. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it more so on the younger terms, bro. Like when I was a freshman and playing, and never forget. Marquise made. Well, I'm gonna take that practice. Darius Hank, because I was having like a down, not really a down. It just got to a point. Get to Alabama, and you every day, same thing every day, every day. But like you not reaping from it.
Right.
And so I had one of those for me practices, and Darius Hanks got quit. He was in the year. He was like, bro, you don't know what.
Yeah.
I like national championship. And he was like, exactly. Anything can happen. Anything hurt the game. Long story short, I want to say it was Mark return. He take it 60. He take it 60. He was stretched, striding out past the hunter and pulled his hand.
Oh. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And like I'm twos at receiver backing up there, and I'm twos also at punt and kickoff return. And so, bro, you gotta understand when Coach Williams, who's the team's coach at the time, came, like, hey, 22, you next up. In my eyes.
Yeah.
So like my heart dropped. I grabbed my helmet, I throw my helmet on, and praying like just like
it's time.
It's time. So, like I told you in the LSU game, in the game Central, when we played them at home,
Yeah.
those lights flash, it was 20 times harder in that.
Right.
Like I could barely see.
Yeah.
In a dome. So it's like it's magnified, bro. What about 70 in here? 8 just crazy. Man, I catch first one catch it. I was like, oh, that one.
Right, yeah.
But in my mind, thinking I'm just gonna do that one Mark Mays. Man, let's win.
Right.
Nah. It was like 2 plays later, Coach Williams come right down like, hey, you do everything. You got to I'm like, oh wow. My Trader Priest came, they was like, let's go, boy. You got to rock out now.
Yeah.
Everybody. So man, the whole game, bro, that was my only assignment. Turns, and I paid up and down. field, bro. Just like to calm nerves. So literally,
Yeah.
it was that, and I had like a lot of return yards. So I was really feeling my at this time. I'm 19 years old.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy, bro. And I'm on the field. That's how he said Moses Kirk, Upshaw, bro. Darius Haynes, Mark Hayes.
Yeah.
As a freshman, bro, and I'm crazy. It's crazy.
And
like
these are the legends.
Just a year ago talking about this game.
Right. See, that's why I say that what makes, you guys so great is the amount of players like at that NFL level on one team. So I tell everybody, I was like, y'all are looking at the guys on the field, but it's some dogs on the sideline that just wait for their opportunity. Man, and it goes back to Coop. It goes back to Amari. He didn't play. He played half of a season because Deuce, DeAndre White, D White was going crazy, and then he ended up getting injured. Then Amari come in half the season. He have a 1,000-yard season.
Crazy.
It's crazy. So the amount of dogs y'all have, and then I can just only imagine how practice is. Because I remember on my visit, I had came to one of y'all practices, and Julio and Kirkpatrick, they was going at it. So I know, like they was like running the ball like away from them. So like Julio came out the line like kind of like nonchalant a little bit, and Drake Kirkpatrick just jammed him like hard. And Julio like, all right, that's what we doing. And, and the rest of the practice, it was just like almost like a fight every play. So I mean, like those are the type of things that makes you guys great, man. And like you said, like your guy, he was telling you like it's your time now. And I can only imagine being 19. You looking up to these guys, like these guys are going to the league the next year, next 2 years, and next thing you know, you playing alongside these guys.
Right. It's scary, bro. Scary.
Yeah. So let's go as far as the funniest memories that you done had out the field. Now, don't get nobody in trouble. So what's he grabbing his drink, he finna get right. So what's some of the funniest memories? Cause I know like the locker room, being in the dorm rooms, apartments, like those are the memories that you really like talk about with your guys. Like, man, you remember when we did this? You remember when we did that? So, what's some funny memories that you can remember that you can share with the fans?
Oh man, so many that I can't share, bro. I'm trying to.
Right.
Probably the funniest memory that I have that's left at Bama forever is when so I was doing I was mimicking Ray Charles when
I remember that.
So everybody's seen the video. Pretty much everybody's seen the video. And if you can't, they can Google the video where I act like Ray Charles for Coach Saban's birthday.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah.
Okay, so at this time, dog, like, okay, so this wasn't planned. This was nothing that was planned. So that was not like so. What happened was I'm in the locker room doing the impressions.
Yeah.
Doing the impressions. So this is on Coach Saban's birthday. And then Justin Fowler was like,
Nudie.
You need to do for Coach Saban's birthday. Just walk in the meeting like Ray shot, like we're gonna make it like Coach Saban, we got a special guest for you.
Yeah.
So we have our suits and stuff there. So I had an old suit hanging up in my locker room.
Yeah.
So I'm in my locker. I'm like, man, I could put this suit on, and you walk me in there. Somebody give me. So I got some glasses from somebody. I got. So I'm walking around. I'm just walking around the whole like the little locker room to the training room to where we eat at. I'm just going from back and forth, acting like Ray Charles.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, so Coach Cochran lets us know when it's time to go to the meet. He runs in there probably about 5 minutes before the meet. Let's go. So he see me. He's like, what the fuck you up to? Excuse my French.
You're right.
He say, what are you up to? He see it in my eyes. He see me still dressed up. Like, what are you about to do? I was like, I was like, you tell everybody to go inside of the special teams meeting. I'm gonna walk in. I want to be the last one after Coach Saban walk in, and I'm gonna act like Ray Charles. So everybody go in. He come back. He like everybody in there. So Nudie is like my armor bearer. He's like carrying me.
Yeah.
We walk in. I'm doing it. The Ray Charles. And when I get to the building, because when I get to the door, I literally close my eyes so I can get in the character.
Yeah, right.
I want to do Ray Charles
Right,
impression.
right.
Hey, so I close my eyes and I just hear everybody erupt in the whole,
Yeah,
because in the special team, it's like you got everybody in the whole team is in the meeting if Coach Saban is in the meeting.
yeah.
Man, I tell you, bro, that was the best time ever, because Coach Saban, that was like the first time I've seen Coach Saban genuinely laugh.
Laugh,
Like, no,
right,
like,
right.
no,
Right.
he didn't smirk or smile like he do. No, he was laughing, mouth open, like, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's a memory, and I'll never forget, bro. At practice, he came to me like, "You might need to go to Hollywood at some
Right,
point."
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I knew right there. I was like, "Oh yeah, he loved that. He
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
that."
yeah. So for the people out there, man, when I tell y'all, man, he can impersonate anybody, and this man is like funny. It's crazy, bro. Like I be dying watching his videos, bro. So I know you was talking about as far as with Saban. So I know you was talking about in the beginning as far as like him grooming you guys along that process. So as far as like now, like in business and life, like what are some takeaways that Saban has instilled in you, and on top of that, like playing in Bama, that you still the principle that you still use now?
Uh, Number one though, like setting realistic goals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not setting fantasies, because you'll never reach them. But so much probably what I said earlier, bro. Like the external factors of our life, like, because we always have a plan, but we never set up for if the plan change, or if we have to abort or nothing like that. And we sort of, anytime we have to abort a mission or we have to make an adjustment, we take steps back to do it instead of taking steps forward to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you might have to shut down, or you might have got fired, or because of COVID, you might have your company's not doing as well as you wanted to do, or
Right.
you just probably find a job.
Mm-hmm.
The X factor would be to do something that you don't want to do, or something that gets you off course, or maybe the job that you want is not hiring right now, and you have to take a small job, or a job that you never thought you would be having to do.
Right.
But can you not use that as a step forward instead of looking at it as a step back? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Look at it as a step back, because we start thinking about external factors. Well, how they
Right.
gonna look at me? Or what
Facts.
this person, or what is this person doing? I should be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we gotta just really focusing and locking on what can you do to control what you can control. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things, the external factors you can't control. I can't control how you look at me, Coop.
Right.
I can't control me, or what you may think about me. I can't control that. Only thing I can continue to do and make sure I'm doing is putting the best foot forward, so that, you know what I'm saying, I can fit well with myself. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Facts.
For me, it's just like whatever, like I said, there's everything. $1 billion companies have problems,
Right.
but they don't have problems small business have. You
Right.
feel me? Different problems, which don't make them. You don't measure them out to say, oh well, this is why we're here, because we got other problems. Y'all got small problems. No, it's not like that. We all got problems.
Right.
The difference between probably that small business and that mega business is he's not looking at his problems as taking steps back. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Or as a farmer,
Right.
he's looking at, okay, how can I come up off of this problem? How can
Right.
I make myself better? How can I make the company better? How can I make the people in my company better off of this problem? And that's something that Coach Saban would do. Like, you know, somebody have a hiccup, you legal problems, or family problems, or problems with a coach, problem with school, whatever the
Right.
case may be. He made sure that there was other people that was probably going through this who may have not got caught, or may have not wanted to talk about it, or, you know what I'm saying, just in a place where they don't even want to recognize the situation. But he used other examples to make other people better. So,
Right.
and thirdly will probably be whatever situation you do go through or come across, make sure that you learn from it. You know what I
Facts.
mean? That's just
Yeah.
one, and that's easily said and done. But there are different ways to learn from situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is just me personally. I think if you have a drug problem or alcohol problem, I don't think fixing your problem means to eliminate everyone and everything that drinks or does that, because
Right.
because temptation gonna come in a different way, where you in a situation that you can't control, and there's all this alcohol, and then you
Right.
just relapse.
Yeah.
No, it's about how you do certain things. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's about, you know what I'm saying, not putting yourself in your control, not putting yourself in positions where, you know, you're not bettering yourself. You
Right.
feel me? You know, just gotta. I think it's about what he taught me was about paying attention to your situation, to your problems. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Be sensitive, notice your problems, and not be sensitive enough to feel like, especially as men, we get sensitive to problems. We feel like we're getting sensitive and soft in ourselves.
Right.
But nah, you to the problem so that you can correct the problem. When you see yourself making those bad pattern habits again, you can say, "Oh, I know what I got to do for this."
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Right.
And asking for help, bro. And asking for help.
Facts,
That's another.
Facts.
And not just asking for help, because I don't believe you can go. I don't believe you should go to anybody and ask for help. I don't.
Right.
I think energies are important, to where if I go and confess my sins to this person, his energy might, you know what I'm saying, might not be what I need to fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? I might leave feeling worse. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's about having somebody that you can talk to, and, you know what I'm saying, really confess. Like I said, once again, as Black men in this world, bro, that's something that we've struggled with.
Right.
Continue to struggle with the older we get. And the more that we don't practice conversating with our peers or someone professionally,
Mm-hmm.
we have to converse with a therapist or whatever, a psychiatrist, whatever the case may be.
But we think that when we go to like a therapist or something, we think that what people are going to think about is as far as like being crazy and stuff like that.
Fact.
But it ain't that. And like you were saying, as men, as far as, you know, we're taught like, get up, stop crying, like that's soft, and we're not really expressing ourselves. We have a hard time doing that. So mental health is definitely an important thing. And on top of that, like I know you was talking about, as far as like, you know, you might have to take this smaller job to get to where you need to get to. But like you said, learn in the process of where you at, because you might need those skill sets from that small job to be able to prepare yourself for that opportunity. Because just say if you had an opportunity but you're not ready for the opportunity, what's the point of having it?
Right.
You feel me? So,
and that's the point of that brings me to the point that I made of, you know what I'm saying, it's how you look at it. If you're looking at it, you'll never learn, you'll never get what God probably got for you in that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's all about, but if you got a high energy and you really to accept where you failed at, that's the only way you're gonna be able to correct where you failed at. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this happened, but I'm not gonna ponder on it. You feel me? And I'm not saying don't mourn or don't be down for a while, or take time to yourself to get out what you need to get out, but don't stay there.
Right. Exactly.
Like, don't stay in that moment. You know, so for me, bro, that's really what I learned, man, to this day. And I'm not perfect, but I try to practice every single day. You know what I'm saying? Especially allowing people to control my energy and stuff like that. That's really panic. That's really worrying about what people think about you, or caring. If they don't play any, especially when they don't play any significance, and that social media, that's all that. You know what I mean?
That's all it is.
In your life, in your goal, or where you're trying to go, they don't have any blueprint for what you're trying to do. So why do they even matter?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. And then on top of that, you saying as far as like asking for help. Like, so just imagine as far as like us, well, a lot of guys out here, as far as like getting to the D1 level, then playing professionally, or, you know, D1 level was the last step for them. And then being at that high, and then now, you know, you're in the real world now, and you had this pride, and you like, man, if I ask, like, what they'll think about me, that type thing. So no, ask, like, go out and ask people for help, or ask people for, you know, resources and things like that help you, because like I tell people all the time, like, we already have the game plan, we already have the playbook. So once that door closes, as far as in sports, you know, if that's coaching, training, business, like whatever, use those same principles. It's the same principle, it's just a different game.
Right.
You feel me? So and then just like you saying, as far as like, you know, once energies align and stuff like that, like as far as us men, like when we start like to express ourselves and it coming off like organically, like that's when you know the energy's aligned. You gotta let it out. You gotta let that go, because if not, it gonna hurt you if you don't open up. You feel me?
Facts,
So
bro.
so as
Facts.
far as like you was talking about, as far as like not opening up and stuff like that, like with the youth. So with you, you know, your first D1 offer being Tennessee, you know, up until you choosing Alabama. So I know like a lot of parents, they ask me as far as, you know, what my kid need to do to be able to position themselves to get to the D1 level. So I know it's a little bit different as far as in football than
Right.
basketball. So what would you say are the, you know, practical steps that they can take to be able to position their kid to get to the next level?
Well, I'm not gonna say it's easy now, but it's definitely more opportunity
More
now.
opportunity.
And
Mm-hmm.
and what I mean by opportunity now is get yourself, because back then I didn't know, like, you need to get yourself out there. Well, how I get myself out there? You need to sign up for these camps,
Right.
go to these combines, get your name on people's pencil and paper. You know what I
Right.
mean? So people can start talking about you, and look at now how social media has amplified. I mean, you
Right.
can have a high kid get on a podcast now and talk about itself.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, to the point now where, like, you have the avenue now as a child. Are you scared to use it? You know what I
Right.
mean? Create a highlight tape. Go outside and do drills. Whatever you have to do.
Right.
There's a kid, I can't say, I don't know, I don't remember his name. I just remember strolling and reading just part of the article where a kid, he got recruited, he got an offer just by posting drills on Twitter.
That's
Posted
crazy.
self, he posted self, his pounds, his size, and just ran drills in practice. But he went, I mean, on Twitter, and got an offer, but he was from a school that don't get recognized. You feel me?
Yeah.
So my advice would be, if you want to go somewhere, first of all, be committed. Be
Right.
committed. Be committed to it. Be committed and honest with yourself. If you don't have an offer, or you're not being highly recruited, the number one question is what? Why?
Wow.
All right.
Right.
What was my season stats? Get all those things. Okay, so now you see what you did this year. Now you can see what you need to work on. Okay,
Right.
now what I do, I go work on that. Okay, so now how do I get schools in front of me? Okay, go make a highlight tape.
Right.
Post a highlight tape. Go. Do you have a huddle? Do you have an email? Do you have a Twitter account? Do you have an Instagram account? Okay,
Right.
because all things are your marketing tool to market yourself. You don't need nobody. Only thing you need is now, bro. Nowadays, kids can make a video in 1 second.
Yeah. All you need is your
30
phone.
That's all,
Yeah.
that's all you need. So that's my
Right.
point. Back then, we was getting recruited. We weren't videotaping ourselves, and
Nah.
we didn't. It was just now at a rise. You know,
Right.
it was at a rise at the time when we was coming out of high school, bro. But now, bro, get yourself out there, and it's almost like in high school now. If you want to do something and you're not being highly recruited, you gotta make that marketing sort of like your job now. This
Job.
is your
Facts.
job.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The job now. This that you want, this has got to be your job. And your job is easy, little bro, because guess what? Or Miss Lady, if you play basketball, if you play softball, whatever sport, track,
Right.
you can still get stuff out there. How? By, like I just said, using every avenue that social media has already put out there. Trust me, college coaches looked on Twitter. All college coaches got a Twitter account. All college coaches almost got an Instagram account. Every single college and personnel in college has a email account.
Right.
Like, they're still accepting tape. You got a huddle. College coaches look at huddle every single day.
Right.
Whatever other avenue of recruitment, get on those platforms. Call those platforms and see how can you get on those platforms. Google where's the nearest camp from my area. You feel me? Like, if you're, trust me, people, I'm telling you this because I knew. That's why I said I had people in my life who knew that I was serious about my craft. I was serious about my dream and where I wanted to go, because I had the work ethic. And when people see that you got work ethic, they willing to do anything for you.
Anything for you. Facts. Yeah.
They're willing to invest in you, but you got to give them something to invest in.
Right.
You feel me?
Facts.
Why would it be? Why, if I had $1 million and McDonald's called me and said, if you just invest 500,000 in us, you would reap so and so in 5 years. Why would I be quick to do that? Because they have showed me,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, the
Right.
work ethic, that they do this.
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing. If somebody else is going to invest their time, their gas to get you where you need to go, they will do that once they see, oh, this kid is out here working. Like, this kid, he's out here every day working. But if you just talking and no action,
No action.
The Bible, my mom told me this about the Bible a long time ago. Faith without
Without
works
work is dead. Facts.
that is in life. That is
Yeah.
not just a scripture. That is a proverb for you to take with you everywhere you go. You can talk about something so much. You can believe in God as much as you want, but if you're not moving, or whatever higher power you believe in, if you're not moving towards that goal or that aspiration, then it'll never manifest. You feel what I'm saying? And so my biggest number one thing would be use your research, use your resources, and get yourself out there, bro. Like, get yourself, that you can get yourself noticed just by using the resources that you already have, and that's your phone.
Facts. Because I know like people be like praying till something happens. So I say the second part to that too. You got to put some action in. You can't just sit there and pray and not moving and not doing that. You got to give God something to work with. He gonna put everything in place. You just gotta move. And you gotta get him something to work with, like you were saying.
Right.
And then just like you were saying, as far as with, use your phone marketing and stuff like that. I know like some people like, I don't want to do it. Whether you do it or not, it's happening. So you either got to get with it or not, or you gonna be behind.
That's facts, bro. That's facts.
Yeah. So I know you was talking about as far as, you was thankful to have people in your life and stuff like that. And now, you have your own training company, which is Up Next Elite Youth Training for the kids. So I know you wanted to, go back and instill into the kids, the wealth of knowledge you have and the information you have, as well as your resources. So talk a little bit about, why you started that company and what you're doing with it.
Well, it started off just training kids, man, just training. And, once you start doing it, I started doing it around about mid-May last year. And it was just the development you see, you know what I mean?
Right.
When you see kids develop, whether it's speedy development or whether it's having patience. So even in that, it taught me different characteristics about myself that I didn't have. Patience. You need to have more patience. All right. You can't get flustered with this kid if he don't show his ability in a certain area. He may be weaker in that. So it eyes, and it trains your spirit to humble down when a kid, because you may have trained an elite kid, they can do every drill in the book, or have an IQ of football that's higher than the level he's in. Right. You might have another who you expect to have this same ability, but he don't. He just don't. It has to be molded in him. Right. So it's just the patience and the studying, because I have to literally watch videos or listen to coaches to still learn the game, so I can find new reinvent a drill. Right? We might not want to do the drill old school how we did it when we was coming up. So how can I reinvent? So now it's bringing my creativeness out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These kids bring out so much out of me that I didn't even know I had in myself. So I'm not only just developing them, they're developing me as well.
Right.
It was really that, bro. And then I was like, all right, so it's all these different places. So if you start training, what is going to be your focus? And for me, my focus is the youth. That's what we have.
Right.
That's what we have.
They're the future.
That's what we have, bro. And so if we can protect our youth, we can protect our future society, our future governors, our future athletes, our future presidents, our future, whatever the case may be. We're protecting them. So at the end of the day, I was coming up trying to figure out a name. And what better name is Up Next to let these kids every day, you're up next. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mirror. It's something for me to mirror. Jones, you up next. Coop, you up next.
Right.
And someone was doing what we're doing before us.
Right.
So why can't this ain't nothing new. Somebody's gonna do what you're doing or what I'm doing before us, while we're here, and when we leave. Somebody gonna be doing it. It's just about in ourselves every single day or every single session or whatever we do to bring out more life for and to more to put more water on our flowers, to watch it grow, bro. And so it's just all about, you know what I'm saying, just showing these kids, as well as I can be a mentor, like you said, resources. Kid, I'm not just here so you can be a drill master.
Right.
I'm also IQ of the sport. Right. I'm also here, you get highly recruited. What questions to answer? What questions not to answer? How to answer these questions?
Right.
Because when you get flustered as as a 15 all the way to 18-year-old, all these interviews and being highly recruited and people trying to jag your words and say and put in and writing different things that you didn't say. I had to learn that a hard way. You know what I mean? So it's just all about having a resource to ask questions. And I ask myself, am I being a good mentor? Like,
Right.
am I checking on these kids when they are, if they come into a train, or am I checking on these kids when what they grades like? Am I looking at grades? Am I looking at everything that everybody else gonna look at?
Right.
Everything that's gonna look at? They're gonna look at your conduct. They're gonna look
Mm-hmm.
at your grades.
Right.
They're not just gonna look at football. They got to see what type of person that I'm bringing into
Right.
it. So
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Once I can get a kid to grasp that part of how they're going to be recruited,
Right.
start fixing and molding in some of these areas that we may be weak at. So it's more than just training. They're getting more of a resource, more of a mentor. Like I tell my kids, I'm here for you forever, regardless of if you go train at Blase down the street.
Right.
I'm still gonna check up on you. Okay, how was spring practice? All right, what you need work on? Okay, well, tell him you want to work on this, and this. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's all about, really, bro. If I had to be blatant with you, giving kids a voice, bro.
Right. Facts.
Give kids a voice. Like, they think that, I tell kids all the time, man, come up, speak. Like, you know what I'm saying? Say something. Like,
Right.
make people understand, know that you're in the room. You feel me? You have a voice.
Have a
bro.
presence.
Like,
right.
yeah, you have a presence, bro. Like, so, and I tell them too, like, if there's a drill you don't understand that I'm explaining, don't just go, yeah, I get it.
Right. Yeah.
Going through on a drill or a play that we doing, whatever we doing, and you acting like you understand it, and then you getting flustered because of the way I'm coaching you, it's because you said you had it. No, have a voice. Say, nah, coach, slow this down. I don't get that.
Right.
Nah, take me back to that point. Like I tell my kids, if we do a drill and you don't get it the first time, slow it down. You know what I mean? They slow it all the way down. Get your feet work right, because there's a reason why we're doing everything. You feel me? So I can't telling me that you get this, because if you tell me you get this, it's time to move on to this. But you ain't ready to move on to this because you just conform to saying yes, sir. Nah,
yeah, right.
Bro.
Yeah. We got to have that dialogue, that conversation.
Yeah,
and what's so dope? What's so dope about you doing this, bro? Like, just listening to you talk. So when you were saying how not only are you molding them, they're molding you too, which making you keep an open mind. You feel me?
Right.
Then on top of that, like, this whole conversation we had, as far as you talking about marketing, you talking about like interviews, how to conduct yourself. You talking about grades. You talking about not only being a trainer but being a mentor too. So that's what really separates you, as far as, you know, these other trainers out here, you know, training kids to be a drill master. No, you're talking about as far as not only, you know, off the field, but also like how to position them to be successful on the field in game situations. So you're more than just, you know, just a trainer that hasn't played at the highest level. Like, you done that. So now you laying out the blueprint for them. And I just want to see, like, because that was the thing as far as with me growing up. I didn't have, you know, somebody I can go ask questions to, as far as, you know, what I need to do with this, what I need to do as far as AAU, you know, what school I need to pick, like what I need to look for in the school, those type things. Like, everything for me is just trial and error. And so if I had, you know, like a big brother type guy to be able to, like, that has been through what I'm trying to get to, and I can ask questions to, like, just like you were saying, like asking questions, like, don't just be a yes sir kid. Like that's dope, bro. So that's why that's what I'm doing too, as far as when kids come up and, you know, ask me questions. Like, first of all, I see like what their work ethic is like. Then on top of that, I'm saying, like, are you making 500 shots a day? I'm asking, how many shots are you taking? Not just, you know, them, they say, I shoot a couple hundred shots. Oh, do you? Then we go out there and shoot 100 shots, and the kid arm already tired.
Yeah.
And then another thing is, what I tell parents is that you can't want it, you know, you can't want it, but you can't want it better than your child do. He gotta want it. He or she gotta want it. You know, like, I know as far as like you want them to be able to be in position to where, you know, the sport take it to where their school paid for and they potentially can play professional basketball, football, baseball, volleyball, whatever. But at the end of the day, that kid got to have that drive. And just like you were saying earlier, the resources are going to come to you. People are going to see, like, man, this kid is different. Like, this kid work ethic is like, is top notch. So let me try to help him as much as I can. And as far as like for the parents that's going to be listening and watching this, when kids have that drive, people like me and Chris see that, and they want to invest that time into them. Even if they don't know, like, all the drills or don't know how to do the drills, as long as they have that mindset and that drive and are willing to ask questions. Like we're always here to answer questions, show them like what we did to get to where we need to get to. So as far as with the company, man, just say if a parent or a kid that's going to be listening and watching this, how can they get in contact with you as far as how can they get in contact with you or your team to be able to train with you?
I can put my phone number on here. I can call out my phone number on here.
Yeah, you can.
I don't mind you call me 404-693-3505. That number again is 404-693-3505. You can email me. It's my full name, CHRISTIONJONES. The number is 09@gmail.com. Another way you can contact me is Instagram. It's c.jones, JONESSS. And so any one of those, you can contact me, bro. And I have people hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter account is at JonesBoy, JONESBOYY.
Okay.
You feel? So yeah, bro. Any one of those, bro, they contact me. I get people contact me on Twitter, Instagram, email, phone calls, however we do it. And I'm like I say, I'm located right now in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but we can make it happen.
Okay. Okay. And what age range, as far as kids that you're working with, like?
So I do 5 to 17, basically. Okay. Everybody's first starting all the way up to seniors in high school.
Senior high school. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Dope, bro. Dope. So this is the second episode of Locker Room Talk with Coop. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel. And Chris, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Dope conversation, bro. Yes, sir.
Yes.